I'm making a recording. Hi, my name is Jason. I'm making a recording because I wanted to share with you an ideal kind of parallel reality, I guess, that I would be interested in. I mean, possible future reality and or parallel reality. It depends whether it happens or not, right? Imagination could be real within infinite time and space because you never know. It's kind of sometimes you do, and sometimes you get it right, and sometimes it's like trying to predict what's going to happen. Well, let me explain. This is Saint Helena's Roman Catholic Church. Saint Helena's Roman Catholic Church, and right across the street from it is police station. That's a police station. I think that's an ideal because it's kind of a safe. And over here, this is the founding Church of Scientology. It's right in Washington, D.C. I don't know what this is across the street, but I think it's some type of historical monumental building as well. Um, but yeah, it's probably a government. It looks like a government building. I don't know. I have to look into that. But yeah. The reason why I have these two, because I like at this church, there's a black priest and a white priest, and there's like confessionals there, right? And I'm always thinking, and I put it on my infojourney.com website, the Weebly website, infojourney.weebly.com. What we believe, I guess, but it's kind of I'm kind of interfaith sort of when it comes to religion, and so I kind of piece them together. Um, Whether people like it or not, that's a different story. But I but I kind of favor. I kind of have a bias toward Catholic Church and the Church of Scientology because it just makes sense to me. Because they have like Catholic confessionals there and an examination of conscience. There's a black priest and a white priest there, and the priests are the ones that give the confessionals. The nuns don't. At this I think at this time it always changes, but at this time I think there's a black priest and a white priest there, and I think that's pretty interesting. But in my book at infojourney.com, I also like I always think maybe there should be during the confessional, like for the first five, because like you're doing a confessional with the Ten Commandments and it deals with sins. Are you confessing the? I mean, I learned about it at this church. It was at first I didn't know there's sins, but I didn't know there's different types of sins. There's venial sins, and then there's mortal sins. And mortal sins are the worst ones. Venial sins you don't actually have to confess, but you can if you want. They're minor ones, and so so there's like this gradients, and it reminds me of Scientology because they have like gradients there when it comes to studying and understanding the meaning of different words and the study technology. They talk about barriers of study, and the three main barriers of study is the misunderstood word is one of the major ones, and then especially nowadays they reinvent different meanings for words, and no one really can understand what they mean when they're using the words anymore. So it's kind of nowadays they got a different meaning for marriage. It used to just mean a bond between a man and a woman, and in the Old Testament it also meant there were like I think there should be, in my opinion, I think there should still be like three-person marriages, but that's my opinion. But there's only two-person marriages now currently, and uh, and the reason why I think that there should be like three-person marriages is because if you have like a black priest and a white priest, maybe you also would need like a brown priest, and so you have two-person and three-person marriages. Three-person marriages representing diversity, and two-person marriages representing similarity, and then just celibacy in general, like a celibate priest and celibate nuns, that they just represent the neutral between the two. That's what I think, but it's but if maybe that's not legal, and you got a police station over here, so I get like confused whether I should go to a police station or. But I mean, according, Scientology, we do have a legislative branch where we can change the laws, and across the street there, and it can change the laws. And it's kind of strange that L. Ron Hubbard, the founding, who founded the Church of Scientology, was like born on March, I think it was March 3rd. Like it's just kind of weird synchronicities going on, and but nobody, I guess maybe it's the timing or something, but I also thought that maybe also Scientology also has like a what do they have? They have a confessional sort of type with Scientology, but it's called ethics, and ethics, Scientology ethics, where in the Catholic Church it's called Examination of Conscience Confessional, but they kind of have it, but it's, and women do it too. So, but in the Catholic Church, only men do it. Only men priests are able to do the confessional. And I was like, well, because when I looked at the Ten Commandments, it's like the first Ten Commandments is like the first five parts of the Ten Commandments seem like female, and then the second, or is it the other way around? And then in the second five commandments. Seems like masculine or something. Or, no, I think it's the other way around, because, yeah, I think it's the other way around. But so I might have got it backwards, but like like half of the Ten Commandments seems feminine, and the other half seem masculine, and so it seems like there should be like a female during the confessional. But maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe because Church of Scientology has it's more written down and documented, where in the Catholic Church it's not written down. You just say it, and the Catholic Church is a little bit more vague, and the Church of Scientology is a little bit more specific, and so and sometimes you need that, because you need that variation of just being vague and specific, because we don't always know, but we do know, and so you need that kind of, and that's where I think the Universal Healing Tao system kind of helps between these two, and I don't, there's really no building for the Universal Healing Tao system, except there's just massage therapy places. Sometimes they have kind of something like that, but Taoism and Buddhism and stuff, but. And that's as close as you can get, and they do have that like around these areas too. But and so, but like anyway, there's an in between, between these two extremes of being very specific and very like kind of vague, and so, and you kind of need them both in order to be. So that's why I kind of that's why I'm talking about this, because there might be a reason. Like I think it would be nice to have this Catholic Church, and then a police station, and then like maybe or over here, the Church of Scientology, like something like this, all in one place. That would be nice. Or over here, and then maybe a legislative building. Like I guess maybe this is, a court legislative, like a judicial and legislative building. Maybe something like that, a state, or this is probably federal since it's Washington D.C., but it could be state, but a state. This is the state police station. They could have a state judicial. Yeah, that's kind of like an ideal reality, either possible future or just a parallel reality in of itself. But yeah, thanks for listening. I'm going to wrap this up. Again, this is Jason, and you can see more information about this on infojourney.com. Thank you for listening.